Hi guys, I'm just another guy named James, and today I'm going to be talking about one of the most iconic DC stories from the 1980s. That is Batman, A Death in the Family. So, pretty much everybody knows this story. It's a pretty, or at least knows parts of the story. It's a pretty iconic one. It's written by Jim Starlin, drawn by Jim Aparo, and it's really good. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be when I read it for this video. I thought it was going to be a much darker Batman story than it is, but it's really just a good Batman adventure. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let's just jump straight into her story, which begins with Batman and Jason Todd's Robin busting a child pornography ring. But Robin launched the attack too early because they were doing a sting with the police. So after the fact, he's taken off of active duty as Robin. We then cut to Batman talking to Commissioner Gordon about the Joker's latest killing spree and escape from Arkham. Next, we see that the Joker at his hideout as he is preparing to go to Lebanon so he can sell a cruise missile, so he can rebuild his cash supply because all his money's been taken by the government. And we then see Jason wandering around Gotham before his old neighbor calls him into her house so she can give him a box of his parents' old stuff. In the box are a bunch of photos and papers, including Jason's birth certificate, which reveals that his mother is a different person than the woman who raised him. So Jason goes searching for his real mother, based solely off of a letter of her name, which is an S, and the book of contacts that his father had. So he narrows it down to 3 possibilities, one of whom is currently an Israeli spy. Meanwhile, Batman decides that he has to go after Joker instead of helping Robin. So he tracks Joker to the Middle East, specifically Lebanon, and Robin is able to hack into the Israeli database and find out that the potential mother, is deployed in Beirut, Lebanon. Batman is also in Beirut and is busting heads to try to find Joker, and eventually one of the men that he is questioning reveals that he knows where Joker's goons hang out. And as Batman's casing the joint, he catches Jason looking for his mother. So Jason gives up the ghost and tells Batman the whole story, and Batman fills Robin in on the Joker case. And they see that the potential mother is hanging around with the Joker goons. Batman and Robin follow the pair to the camp near the Israeli border where the missile is being sold. The buyer demands that the Joker stay around so if the missile doesn't work, he can kill Joker. Then Batman and Robin take out the men one by one with an assist from the potential mother, the Israeli spy, and the terrorists try to launch the missile, but it blows up in their collective face. And the woman reveals that she is not Jason's mother. The dynamic duo then take to another camp in Beirut in search of another potential mother of Jason's, and the Joker ends up with the third candidate for the mother and is blackmailing her for medical supplies, again so he can rebuild his assets. Batman stumbles across Lady Shiva, who is revealed to be the possible mother, but she's also a deadly assassin, so that they fight it out and Batman beats her. And then he questions her about being a mother using truth serum, and she isn't a mother. She isn't Robin's mother. So Batman and Robin hit the road and go to Ethiopia, where they do find Jason's real mother, Dr. Sheila Haywood, the woman who was helping Joker earlier. And after a quick mother-son reunion, Jason leaves the tent and sees Joker entering it to pick up the medical supplies. So Jason runs off to tell Batman. So they see the convoy of trucks leaving the campsite, and they're full of Joker gas. So Batman chases after them to stop it, while Robin is told to stay put, which Robin doesn't do. He goes to help his mom, his mom leads him straight into the hands of Joker. And Joker starts wailing on Robin. But when Jason starts to fight back, Joker picks up a crowbar and beats him within an inch of his life before leaving a bomb and tying up Jason's mother, leaving them both to die. Batman is able to stop the trucks and rushes back to the compound, but before he can get there, the building explodes. Batman's searching the rubble and he finds Sheila, who tells him that the Joker killed her, but that Jason almost got both of them out, but they couldn't quite make it. Then she falls dead. Batman does more searching, and then he finds Jason, the prodigal son, dead, murdered by the Joker. So on his way back, he stops by Joker's hideout to... Batman flies the bodies of Jason and his mother back, and he finds a bloodbath with an address written on the wall, but before he can investigate, he has to hold a funeral. And Joker, we see, has been offered a job by the Iranian government. And Batman then goes to the address that Joker left for him, which is the United Nations building. And he meets up with Superman, who has been sent by the State Department to stop Batman from doing anything stupid. And Batman is starting to get annoyed that Superman won't tell him who the new ambassador from Iran is, so he punches him in the face, almost breaking his hand. And then Joker reveals himself as the new Iranian ambassador to the UN. So Batman is ordered by the State Department to lay off of Joker and is informed that Superman will be keeping him in line, him being Batman. The two heroes then have a quick heart-to-heart where Batman tells Superman that Joker killed Robin. Batman then confronts the Joker by breaking into his hotel room and basically just to spook him, just to scare him, like, I know what you're doing. Bruce Wayne is able to sit in on the UN speech by Joker, and to end that very same speech, the Joker starts launching the Joker gas all over the room. But Superman is able to inhale it all, but he then has to find a safe place to exhale it, leaving the cleanup to Batman. Joker then detonates several bombs in the UN chamber, causing mass chaos, but Batman is hunting down Joker, who runs to a helicopter. Batman jumps in and starts beating on Joker, before one of the gunmen in the helicopter shoots both of them and the pilot. So the Joker lets off a last feeble laugh as he's been shot like 5 times in the chest, and as their helicopter crashes. Batman is able to jump out and is saved by Superman. But Batman demands the Joker's body, even though, as he says, he knows they won't find it. So that's the story, and honestly, it's really good. It's some background on the story. DC was holding a vote at the time. I'm gonna flash up the picture on screen right now. DC was holding a vote at the time on whether or not he wanted Robin to live or die in this story. I mean, there's a quote from USA Today that pretty much on the back of this graphic novel of it that illustrates the point of this story pretty well. The Boy Wonder is dead, and the readers of DC Comics Batman wanted it that way. And it's like, geez, guys, you really voted to kill a child. That's crazy. But yeah, no, this story is one of the greats of Batman, because you get to see Batman being Batman, if that makes sense. It's all about Batman is running an investigation. He's tracking down the Joker. Joker's just like this. He's just trying to get money, and then Robin crosses his path at the wrong time, so Joker kills him. Joker's just this crazy person who acts like a crazy person. Batman is this dog. He chases down the Joker after this, like there's nothing left to live for. He literally, like, Batman is about to, at the end of this story, I didn't really cover it in my recap, but by the end of this story, Batman is ready to kill the Joker. Like, Batman is done messing around. He wants Joker dead. Whether or not he has to do it is a different matter. When Batman's in Joker's apartment, he even says, up until now, I didn't know that you were responsible for what happened to Jace's. You're confirming it makes what I have to do a lot easier. What he has to do is kill the Joker. Batman is not going to let any more innocent lives be lost to Joker. He's about to break his biggest rule. And at the end, you see it. He wants Joker dead. That's why he's telling Superman to find Joker's body, not to find Joker. So yeah, it's a darn good story, honestly. It's a really gripping, like, just Batman thriller through the Middle East for most of it. I love that Superman shows up for the last issue and a half, and is just kind of like backing up Batman's play, and that they're like, and the Batman and Superman are friends. I just like that whole dynamic of it. I like that the State Department gets Superman and is like, hey, keep Batman in check. And Superman instead is just kind of like, alright, Batman, what are we doing? What's the plan? I really like that, the Batman-Superman relationship aspect of this story. And honestly, Jason Todd's Robin, you do like him. And yeah, he just dies. They just kill him brutally. Because, yeah, Joker beats him to death with a crowbar and then blows him up. And I believe the alternate ending of this story would have been pretty much the same, except Jason Todd would have survived. Because the whole vote was, does Jason live or die? And for that to go either way, the artist still had to draw it both ways. And I think the alternate panel is that page where Batman's holding Robin's body. Batman just says, "Oh, thank God he's alive," or something like that. So yeah, that's Death in the Family. Honestly, it's really good. It's one other interesting thing to note about it that's different, where the actual original is different from all other retellings. In pretty much every other retelling, it's a longer saga, and it's a different saga. Like in Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Robin's missing for months, it says. And in the Arkham City games, in Batman Under the Red Hood, in, I think there's another one, but I can't remember. In all of those other retellings of this story, though, Joker kidnaps and tortures Jason Todd for months. In this story, it's a heat of the moment thing. It's all wrong place, wrong time. And I think that is a difference worth noting. I also like that in this story, you really do see kind of a Jason and Bruce Wayne father-son type deal. And it's hard. You can kind of tell that the Teen Titans were in the middle of their own story. Otherwise, Nightwing would absolutely belong somewhere in this story. But it's fine. Like, I don't think you needed to have Nightwing. I think it would have just been nice. And actually, one of the next big Batman stories, Batman Year 3, is all about how it is the confrontation of Nightwing and Batman after the death of Jason Todd. So yeah, honestly, that's kind of all I've got for you today. Yeah, Death in the Family, solid comic, really good, really dug the art. As I was reading it, I read this in one sitting because like I picked it up, I couldn't stop reading it. It was really gripping. It's a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. Like looking at my clock, I realized it took me like an hour to read it. Did not feel like an hour. Really solid story, honestly. But yeah, that's all I've got time for you guys to have today. But yeah, I'm just another guy named James, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.